What's the most annoying thing restaurants do?
Welcome to Good Mythical More. If you operate or work at a restaurant, you might not like what we have to say.
Well, no, this is gonna be useful data.
Yeah.
Useful
this is
data.
constructive feedback from a patron's point of view going into a restaurant. I mean, well, let's just put a disclosure on this. Let's go ahead and right up front say,
Disclose it all.
we've never worked in the food service industry.
Right.
We've never been on the other side
Right.
of the kitchen door or on the other side.
No, I've been back there a couple of times.
Oh, really?
Sometimes the bathroom's back there and you gotta go through it to get to it, like in a weird
a small
bar
place.
kind of thing.
But that's not what I mean, and you knew that. And
Hey!
you're kind of rage baiting me, but that's okay.
Oh, rage baiting you.
I've worked at several restaurants.
So
of
keep us
different
honest.
types. So if you need anything, here I am.
Okay.
I mean, who else in here has worked in the food service industry? Show of hands. Who over here?
a good
Three.
a good half.
All right.
Five, yeah,
All right.
we're gonna make
and
it.
I am sensitive to that. It's just like, so all right, so we're gonna rank these from like bad to worse. Menu can only be accessed by QR code. This is a pandemic era thing, right?
That's when it started.
That's when
when
this
it started.
started.
And people have kept it up.
I don't like it because I don't want everybody to be on their phone. It just puts everybody on their phone at the very beginning of a dinner. And you're not, it just takes being at, like ordering,
It's never been seamless either, too.
ordering's maybe the best part of going out to eat with people.
But as someone who actually likes to eat, I would say that's not true.
Okay, except for maybe the eating part,
part is
and
the best part.
and you know what? I'll even say the best part of eating out with people, the appetizers.
Okay, I'm not going to argue with you there, but I would say the most
Appetizers,
important
'cause you're
part
the
of
hungriest.
going out to eat is ordering. The most important step is ordering because you want to get the right thing.
But it's also fun, like when you go out with a group and you're sitting there ordering, unless it's you and Christy are there, and
That's
getting a
true.
fight.
Yeah. Well, that only happened one time.
But we keep talking about it because it was a big fight. It was
Yeah.
awkward.
But I didn't do
What
anything.
country were we in? Australia.
Australia. We were at a Chinese restaurant in Australia.
Well, it was a big group, and you started ordering.
I
for
didn't
everybody,
start ordering.
And Christy was like, "Maybe I want to order for myself."
Okay, I will set the record straight. We had a group of like 12 people, the menus, and so I was like, somebody need, like, you got all these people looking at the menu, and so I'm like I'm not trying to take charge, but I'm like, so I definitely think we should get some of the so-and-so. That's the only thing I said. It was just like, this place is known for this thing. It's like, so I definitely think, I wasn't ordering. The waiter was not
Right.
present.
Maybe Jesse started saying, "And we should get this," and then by the time there were like five things.
It literally, I said one thing. I said,
And what did she
I
say?
think that I definitely think we should get some of this. And she's like, well, hold on now. I got to look at the menu. And I wasn't saying you can't get what you want. I'm just saying I'm like throwing a suggestion out. But then we went out to eat at a Chinese restaurant in New York City recently.
Yep.
And we laughed about it. Me and her
y'all
laughed
laughed
about
about
it.
it.
Because she was,
Yeah.
that was one of her first times back into a loud restaurant atmosphere after her brain injury. And
It
so
was a
she
difficult time.
she was having a tough time. So the circumstances were,
It wasn't all your fault.
right.
But this.
But the QR code makes it-
This deprives you of having that type of experience. So this is pretty bad. We can move it around. Is there anything besides people just being on their phone? And because then it's hard to get back off your phone. So you've ordered, you know what you want, other people don't. Well, then they're still on their phone. So
And
then
what if
you're doing stuff on your phone.
And what if you have a bad connection? The website's not loading. Which menu am I supposed to go to?
I'm gonna say though, on the opposite end of this, if this is one bookend, I love the other one. If you pay with a QR code, I love that. I love
'Cause
just
you can
being.
just pay when you're ready.
You just pay and then you just leave. You don't have to wait for the rigmarole of
Yeah.
bringing me. I'm gonna give you this. You're gonna take that. You're gonna come back, and then I gotta sign this, and then I gotta sign that, and then I guess I leave.
Agreed with that too.
All right. Too loud. Music too loud and or bad acoustics that amplify guest chatter.
This is becoming a bigger problem for me. Not because I'm annoyed by loudness. I think I have a pretty high threshold for like loud environments. But because I can't, like something's happening, 48, gonna turn 49, where
You can't hear, huh?
the ability to decipher what people are saying in a party setting, in a loud setting, is getting harder. And you find yourself thinking, man, this is, I don't want to be one of those people who's just like disengaged because I can no longer hear what's going on. But like, this is a problem, like understanding people in a loud environment.
Do you ever just roll the dice and be like, yeah? And then
I do that already.
they're like, they ask a follow-up question, but you realize you
don't
don't
wanna
know
do
what to say.
Right, yes.
Yeah, that's me at every
Just be
party.
like, dude, I cannot hear what y'all are talking about. Just leave me out of it. Don't try to
all
talk
just
louder. Don't try to get in my face. I'll just be over here in a stupor.
But a loud restaurant
I'm old now.
is a sign of a happening
Of
restaurant.
things are happening. So that's why it's got to stay on this side, right? Tiny water glasses. Water glasses only hold 5 sips of water. Even if you have like the carafe out there, if you don't have the carafe, waiting on water when you're thirsty at a restaurant, ooh, that's bad. That's bad. That's over here to me.
This is not something that if you gave me the opportunity to list all the things that could go wrong with a restaurant, this is not, I would not get to this.
I don't order a drink, so I'm dependent on the water. Water is my drink of choice at a meal. I mean, if I'm gonna get like a glass of wine or something, or a beer, I'm gonna go to town on that early. And then I'm waiting on, I'm trying to balance it out with the water, and I keep the water coming.
But sometimes they give you too much water.
Too much water.
Sometimes it's a giant thing and then it's full and then you feel wasteful if you don't finish it, you know?
That's why the carafes that keep coming, I think the best thing is a small glass like that, not a shot glass, but like a tumbler and a carafe, an endless carafe. And you got to stay on top of that carafe. So I like tiny water glasses with a carafe.
So you can't.
Because then somebody's not, because I hate it when I've drunk all my water and I'm parched.
So you like this.
And I look over there and somebody has their full water glass. Got their full water glass. And I'm like, well, at what point do I just start drinking their water?
Immediately.
Immediately?
No.
I mean, I might ask them.
Can I have your water?
It's just like, can I have your water? I mean, you're obviously not thirsty.
Yeah, this is not, the only one so far that's like this is annoying for sure for me is the QR code menu. So.
Because are you still ordering? You're not ordering on the phone. You're still ordering from a person.
That's another level.
That's another level.
QR code ordering.
Do you like ordering on the phone?
What?
Do you like ordering on your phone, or is that another level, like even worse?
Even worse.
Because what about when Jesse wants to substitute something? Now I got to put that in the app.
I'm not going to sit down in a restaurant to get DoorDash.
Yeah, I'm there for a reason.
You know, don't Uber Eats across a dining establishment. Server checks in too frequently.
Okay, this is a big one for me. I got to be honest with you because I cannot tell you the number of times that a really interesting conversation or story has been interrupted by the waiter coming up. I just think that a waiter's got to know, they got to get in when they can fit in. I'm just sorry, you know, you got to, there's a technique to knowing when to swoop in, you know.
If somebody's owning the table with some enthralling story, you just got to do the flyby. I mean.
Yeah, flyby.
Carney, were you working in like.
Crop dust.
Crop dust?
You got to crop dust.
I don't want to be crop dusted.
No,
I'd rather be DoorDash than
you have
crop
to crop
dusted.
dust with your attentiveness. Just to throw a little attentiveness.
Sprinkle.
Just a sprinkle of a look. Okay.
Were you in a fine dining establishment, or are we still just talking about hot dog as a sandwich?
I was just in
on a
hot
stick,
dog and on a
not the
stick. Yeah,
podcast.
that's the only thing I worked at.
Was that a good Carney impression?
Oh, he left.
He offered his advice and then immediately had to go poopy.
He knew that.
He was like, yeah, I worked in the food and service industry. I will be in the restroom. What?
He knew that we were going to talk about hot dog at a steak.
When you gotta go, you gotta go.
Well, scratch that.
I made and served you food for a long time here. That's my food industry.
And you were attentive, but
Thank you.
I don't even know what I was going to ask, Carney. I think it's, do you do the flyby? Was anybody a waiter? Do you do the flyby?
I fly by.
You fly by if they're talking, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
Yeah.
do they train you to do this stuff, or you just have to know?
Not where I worked.
They don't train you.
You had to figure it out.
They don't give you.
You got to read the faces of the
They
people.
don't give you the hacks.
Because you could tell, like, you can definitely tell when somebody wants something. Like, they didn't give me my so-and-so.
And you wanna
like, there's
show up
somebody
right
at the table and
before
they
they-
look, first of all, you don't want that to happen. Oh, you know something? First of all, let me say, I'm incredibly grateful for people who work in restaurant workers. Mm-hmm. I like to give big tips because I know they're working hard, and I give a big tip almost every time, and an extra big tip if you do a good job.
Okay.
So,
Would you like to see what a flyby looks like? Do you want to
oh yeah,
see
yeah,
what
yeah,
Blaine's...
yeah. Okay, Blaine's gonna
Keep
do
going.
it.
Tell you. You're in the middle of your story.
Yeah, but the thing that I recently picked up on when I was at a restaurant was it was a little too strong. Blaine, that was a little too strong.
Kind of lurky.
I felt your presence.
Try again.
You dipped a toe in. Let's go by without a toe dip this time.
Okay.
I legitimately, when we got our dishes, that was nice. I like that. Oh yeah, you baited him. That was perfect. So I wanted hot sauce on my burrito or something. Look at that. He's reaching in. That's a great flyby. And I told Jesse, why don't they give you your hot sauce, your ketchup before? Why don't they ask you that?
Because they give you silverware before.
Because now I'm waiting. Because it was something that needed hot sauce, and you would have known
that
it
is
needed hot sauce.
that's the worst.
And now I'm like, should I start eating this burrito? Or how long is it going to be until I get the hot sauce?
I mean, one time I got coffee and they didn't bring the creamer. I'm dead in the water.
Yeah. What are you going to do? It's just getting
I mean,
cold.
you're gonna eat some of your burrito. You're gonna eat a warm burrito that you don't like. You're gonna eat a cold burrito with sauce on it that you did like,
Right.
or would have liked. That's tough, son. I'm sorry that happened to you.
So that's what server not attentive enough. I think that this is.
Oh, and then
I think this is worse than a too attentive server because you can ignore Blaine when he walks by if you have to, but if you need him and he's not there,
right, that's definitely
This is
worse.
I mean,
That's definitely
this is worse than QR code.
Yes,
Isn't
it is. Yes, absolutely. Server too attentive gets into who am I talking to on my dinner date? Am I talking to the person who works there? Or am I talking to the people I'm with? Like, I don't want to start forming a relationship with my server. I don't. I want you to be invisibly apt. I want your aptitude of invisibility to be high. And I want your aptitude for everything except for connecting with me to be high.
Someone once told me that they thought if I was a server, I'd be the kind that like sits down at the table. And I really had to evaluate some life choices.
Yeah, and you need to stop that, Chase.
I don't think anybody does that anymore. I think that was
Sit down at the table.
It was a thing that happened in like 1998 at a Chili's somewhere, and they're still doing it. Squat down is different than sitting down at your table.
Isn't the intent the same? They're like, hey, we're the same. We're gonna look at the menu together.
But I don't like the squat down, but the sitting next to me, like sitting in the open seat or sitting in the booth, like now I'm like, hold on now. You gonna split the bill? You know?
Exactly.
It's like, hold on.
If you're dining with me,
You're not invited to this party.
ooh. Seated too close. Now,
Seated to another diner. This
seated
is
way
my
too close
nightmare.
to other diners.
This is my nightmare. French cafe style seating where you're next to the person who you're not with. You're closer
It's
to them
tough,
than you are to
boy.
the person that you came with.
I mean, and I feel like I have to talk to those people.
Oh, I don't.
Like, they're so close.
You start like, yeah, You guys should break
You're
up.
sharing. Yeah, you're sharing a meal together. Yeah. I really think you guys don't belong together, kind of a thing. Or at least, how is that?
I'll ask somebody how something is. I've done that.
Are you done with that?
Jesse and I went to a place recently with that type of seating, and there was a couple seated next to us.
Well, let me guess. You
And-
decided to move seats.
No.
Not that story?
No. That's
Different
that's
story?
a Valentine's Day story.
Okay, not that one.
This wasn't as extreme as that. That wasn't. In that scenario, we were 12 feet from each other. It was crazy. It was like it being at a king's table, but
Yep.
this was just they were too close, and they had such an interesting relationship. The way that they were talking about like every single thing, like their take on the way that they would talk about this, and they were in an argument, but then. He was criticizing things about the way that she had handled a bunch of situations, but he would laugh as he was saying it to make it seem, I guess, to make it seem like they weren't in an argument or something.
Well, he probably knew you were listening.
I heard every single word.
Of course you did.
And then Jessie, when that kind of stuff starts happening, she's so fascinated by the other people, she just gets quiet, and we just start listening to these people. So we're no longer talking to each other. We could have just stayed in bed and watched TV.
Do you make that face?
I try not to,
It's not a good face.
but
No one should really be making that.
I mean, this is the
flattering.
worst, and I know that they probably do it because you can get more people into a restaurant.
No, hold on. You're saying this is the worst?
Yeah. This is the worst.
This is not as bad as server not attending.
I would rather have no one ever come to check on me than sit next to somebody I don't know.
Wow. And then you're moving this over here. Server to attend.
I'm Carney and I'm back from pooping.
Wow. Well, you lost more than your poop.
I heard y'all needed someone with server
yeah.
experience
Jenna's
to tell
got
you what's
server
what.
experience.
So you were a bartender.
I was a server, I was a bartender, I was a hostess. I have 15 plus years service industry experience. So, what you want to know?
As we talk about this, I want you to rate Blaine's flyby.
I saw his original and I cackled. It was beautiful.
Okay, he's gonna give you another
Cackled
one now.
because it was good?
Yeah.
Or bad?
It was entertaining.
All right.
Yeah, this is gonna be. He's gonna do a low touch flyby.
Backless seats. Backless seats.
So this is a seat without a back.
Like, that might be a stool.
Yes, a stool. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, good.
It's pretty good.
Not bad, yeah.
One in
yeah.
the
Give
middle.
that a-
We
give
were
that a
talking
7.
here. He was over there. But I mean, we did stop and say. You said thank you.
I say thank you.
But I like saying thank you. It makes me feel like I'm somebody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. Yeah, you can't say like as expected. You know, you have to. You got to acknowledge it. Yes, of course, you're giving me water now. You can't say that.
I
That
think
would be crazy.
I don't want to be uncomfortable. In freaking.
But I feel like backless seats gives you a little bit of like, I don't know, posture. You know, you can't slouch in a backless seat. So I think it helps me. Gets me kind of like involved.
So you hate QR codes more. I think I do. But
Who hates backless seats?
I don't like backless seats.
That's like 80% of the people here.
I don't think anybody's. If you're walking in, you're like smoking or backless seats. It's like nobody. You know, it's not the type of thing. No one's going to choose backless seats.
But
I
some
think
people will
also
choose a high top.
Most backless seats are like wooden, and then it's just uncomfortable.
So you don't want to be uncomfortable.
I agree with that.
These are bad, but
Unless it's bar top, and those aren't always.
yeah, I
Wood.
think it can be okay, like a bar top type thing. But is it server?
I don't mind
like-
backless
now I
seats
feel like we're
at
moving
a
it down.
bar if there are hooks for my purse.
Okay.
The
Purse
thing is,
hooks.
if I have bags and there's no back on the seat, where am I gonna hook my bag?
And a jacket's kind of the same way too, because like you also don't want to put your jacket low on the stool and have that
Dragging.
drape and touch the floor. Yeah.
Or it's just draped on your lap, and you now have to worry about getting food all over it.
Yep.
Yeah. But standing restaurants are becoming a thing. No substitutions. No substitutions.
This is an interesting one because I think this says a lot about your food preferences because I don't I like everything. I don't have preferences. So I almost never ask for something to be done a different way or don't put this or that. So this doesn't resonate with me, but it resonates with my wife, Jessie. She will substitute.
And you know what? I actually am pro no substitution.
What?
I know this might be
What?
something about just feeling like they have an opinion and it's strong and they're making something and they're taking pride in it. They don't want me to screw it up. Like, I don't want this to be my fault. This is like, don't worry, it's not gonna be your fault.
Oh, so like a Mongolian buffet, you don't want to do that where you're the one making all the decisions.
Yeah, I don't want to cook to the point of I don't even want to make substitutions. I would just pick something off if I don't like it.
Oh, really? So if something comes with tomatoes, you don't say no tomato, you're just like, I'll handle that myself.
It depends. You know, I'm human.
But this resonates with y'all.
So we're locking this in.
Substitutes is bad.
We're putting this way back here. And we're locking in. All we really care about is this. Don't sit me close. Don't leave me alone. Don't make me get on my phone. Join All Access to unlock the Rhett and Link Slippers quarterly collectible at mythicalsociety.com.